Okay. Hey, what's happening, all my Dragonlings? I am the Dragon God of Gaming, Damian-Dragon, and welcome back to the gaming news, where I run down the list of all the rumors and news that you need to know about gaming for this week. Today, we have stuff on the PlayStation 5 of freaking course. We have something on the Xbox Series X as well to go alongside the PlayStation 5. Of course, because those are the two most hot button topics at the moment. We also have something from Xbox suing a company. So that's going to be fun. So, let's get in. Let's get started. Let's not waste any more time. So, first off, the PlayStation 5. What can be said? Enough. This article comes off of thecomicbook.com. And this was written by Tyler Fischer on 3/31/2020, 4:04 p.m. It stated, PlayStation 5 price reportedly revealed and is very cheap. Oh, thank God. Now, it says, the price of the PlayStation 5 has reportedly been revealed. If the price point is accurate, then the Sony console is cheaper than everyone thinks it's going to be. According to Canadian retailer Play and Trade, the PS5 will cost $600 CA, which is roughly $400 USD. In other words, according to the retailer, the next-gen Sony console will cost the same as the PS4 did at release back in 2013. As you will know, most analysts and informed predictions have been placing a $500 USD price tag on the console. So if the PS5 does manage to come in at $400 USD, Sony will be coming in under expectations, which is always a great way to generate hype and consumer interest. That said, it's quite possible that is nothing more than pure hogwash. The aforementioned retailer is currently taking pre-orders for the console, which it suspects will release on time. So it's possible that this is nothing more than a placeholder amount, so the retailer can take pre-orders, and it's safe. It's a safe placeholder for pre-orders because there's no way the console will cost less than $400. Not only does it have expensive parts, competition for these parts is steep, and the coronavirus pandemic has disrupted production. Also working against this is being an actual price is the fact that it's unclear why this retailer knows the price point of the console. It's obvious Sony hasn't begun to divulge this information to retailers because the leaks would be coming in at a much greater rate. Further, if there was going to be a retailer that knows the price of the PlayStation 5, it's probably going to be a large retailer such as Amazon and Walmart. All of this is to say, take the price point with a grain of salt. Even if it's correct, it's still subject to change until Sony announces an official price for the console. Meanwhile, I'm still putting my wager on $500 USD. So, some people are speculating that it's going to be coming in at $400. Some people are guessing $500. Some even guess as high as $600 to $700. But what we do know is that it's not going to cost anything less than $400. So, come to a speaking point. There is a lot to think about when it comes to the price of the PlayStation. Nobody knows. But what we do know is that we already know the box that it's going to look like. Now, this comes from tweaktown.com. This is our first look at the PlayStation 5 retail box. And I'm going to show it to you in a minute as well, so you guys can be just as informed as everyone else. Sony's next-gen PlayStation 5 retail box in concept form sure does look nice. And this is a concept, though. We're not really sure. Sony will most likely postpone the release of its next-gen PlayStation 5 because of the massive issue the virus is wreaking on virtually all aspects of the market. But now we have some retail concept art to show you. Our good friends at Let's Go Digital have tapped their in-house Italian designer, Giuseppe Spinelli, aka Snorian, to make a concept piece on the retail packaging of the PlayStation 5. I would actually really love Sony to use something along the lines of this. I'm loving the 8K HDR stamp on the top right corner. The last thing that Snorian did was the DualShock 5 controller trailer, which looked oh so awesome. I wrote about it in detail right here, but the video above does it more than justice. The last PlayStation 5 render still teased the awesome V-shaped design that I hope Sony goes with in the final retail design. So, this is what they were looking at. From Snorian, Let's Go Digital. This looks like the concept art for the box. And we're hoping, everyone's hoping that this would be what it looks like. But we are not sure. But this is a concept art, and we're hoping that it would stick. So, this is what we're going to be looking at here. And I pray that it sticks. Because I actually like the design of the box. It gives it a more generic feel. And it gives off the more, feel of, you can trust the box. In some way, shape, or form. But anyway, I do want to go down the list of the PlayStation 5 stuff before we end the PlayStation 5 stuff today. So, this is one of the last things I was supposed to be doing, but I'm not going to go in order because I don't like to do that. So, PS5 video reveals just how powerful Sony's console is. The PS5's lead architect goes into detail about the console's CPU, SSD, and 3D audio. The man in charge of the PlayStation 5 has done another deep dive into the system's key hardware areas, showing off the console's power in an unbelievable amount of detail. In an interview with Digital Foundry, Mark Cerny, lead system architect for the PlayStation 5, went into more technical detail on how the new Sony console will offer a next-gen gaming experience. This builds off the recent Road to PS5 presentation he made via livestream in March. PS5 release day, blah, 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 blah. Cerny provided more detail on the boost modes. Oh, sorry, before I go, this was written on tomsguide.com by Richard Presday. Sorry, I need to give credit where credit's due. Cerny provided more detail on the boost mode on the PS5 CPU, which is supposedly the secret weapon that could make up for the teraflop difference between Sony's console and the Xbox Series X. Since boost clocks often mean performance will be inconsistent between one console and another, Cerny explained how the PS5 uses a complex algorithm that takes in more than just temperature data in order to make sure output will be consistent across all PS5 consoles. Both the PS5 CPU and GPU when run at or near their maximum frequency as revealed by Cerny in the Road to PS5 talk. This means that the variable instead is power usage, allowing the PS5 to run cooler more efficiently, while making sure the game developers can count PN performance when it's needed. The SSD is designed to access data in a different way to an average solid-state drive, which should mean faster loading speeds. Theoretically, loading of a certain in-game element can begin just 1 or 2 frames after the game requests the data, rather than 250 milliseconds like it does on a normal HDD. This means that games can be redesigned without hitting loading areas, e.g., a narrow path leading between 2 different detailed environments, as Cerny mentioned in his original talk. It also means that less data has to be kept in the system's RAM, meaning there's more space for it to perform other tasks. This feature also allows game file sizes to be smaller, since the PS5 can rely on accessing a certain piece of data rapidly at any time, rather than needing it duplicated, which is a good idea. 3D audio and the Tempest engine that helps run it was another major part of Sony's presentation, and this is something I'm going to enjoy. It expanded upon it in the Digital Foundry piece. Using hundreds of virtual sound sources, the system doesn't require special hardware, so you can make the most of it with your existing audio setup, which is it's actually pretty good. You can get the 3D audio from what you actually own at the moment. So that is actually pretty damn good. It can be tuned individually too, based on the shape of your head or ears, so the audio can be as immersive as possible for each individual. Oh, that's going to be beautiful. I would love it. Just to get so immersed into a game that, it's not needed to have like a new TV, which I actually claimed in the last video. They need 8K and stuff, but that's not needed for that. 3D audio wasn't available to everyone at launch due to the incalculable variety of potential audio systems that uses my own. But Sony says the basics are in place and are currently being optimized. Happily, headphone users should be catered for when the PS5 launches around November, the same time as the Xbox Series X. This is all interesting, but there is a noticeable problem here. Sony's continued focus on wooing developers with highly specific information, rather than the blunter messaging of the Xbox Series X aimed at a more general audience. Sony already has an advantage in the market, since there are more PS4s out in the world than Xbox Ones, but it could really do with a more accessible announcement event for the PS5 that reveals the games and features. Which I agree, that actually is a really good deep dive. Take what you will out of that, but I want to be more immersed into the 3D audio rather than anything else, because when you get into a game, you really want to be, solidly inside it. You want to be immersed in your reality. And that's the problem with some game systems, that they don't fully immerse you in the world. You're still, counterproductive to everything else. It's trying to counteract the audio from everywhere else around you. And it's making you, taking you out the experience. Which I think it needs. The solid state drive is going to be pretty damn good too, making everything much more quicker, much more faster, and much more efficient, and that will be absolutely incredible. The PlayStation 5 does go really, really fast when it comes to load times, but if it begins and more faster than what the PlayStation 5 can pull up, then it's going to be one juicy freaking time. Okay. Let's see. Is there anything else for me for the Xbox? Well, not the Xbox, PlayStation. It doesn't look that way. Okay. So, we can go on to our next thing. The PlayStation 5 versus Xbox Series X. Now, for those of you that don't know, this thing is going to be comparing the hardware specifications for the consoles. So, take from it what you will, because I am a hardcore specifications nerd. I want the best console. I want the best, most efficient console. And that's what I'm looking at. So, this is from Polygon.com. This was written by Semit Sakar on March 31st, 2020 at 3 p.m. It says PS5 and Xbox Series X hardware specifications compared, breaking down the numbers and what they mean. Okay, we finally know what Microsoft and Sony are bringing to the table inside the next generation consoles. The Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5 earlier this month, during what would have been the week of the 2020 Game Developers Conference, if not for the coronavirus. Both companies laid out the full hardware specifications of their respective systems. Now that the specs are available, it's possible to see how PS5 and Xbox Series X stack up against each other. I'm not going to read the full thing. I'm just going to compare this side by side. Now, I'm going to go down the PS5 specifications first, and afterwards I'm going to go for the Xbox Series X. For those of you that are hardcore specs people, you can sit back and you can take this. These are being compared, so please, you can make your judgment on that if you want to. That's all up to you. So I'm just going to give it to you straight away. So let's rock. Okay, first off, for the PlayStation 5, the CPU architecture, custom AMD Zen 2. Alright, the CPU, 8-core, 16 threads at and up to 3.5 gigahertz with SMT. Okay, GPU architecture, custom AMD RDNA 2. Okay. GPU, 36 CUs at and... not, sorry, I keep on saying at. It's an symbol. Jesus, 36 CUs and up to 2.23 gigahertz, 10.28 teraflops. Okay, memory, which is RAM, 16 gigabytes GDDR6 and 256 bit bus. Okay, memory bandwidth, 448 gigabytes per second. Internal storage, custom 825 gigabyte SSD. Okay, throughput, sorry, 5.5 gigabytes per second, raw 8.9 gigabytes per second compressed. Expandable storage, NVMe SSD expansion bay. Okay, external storage, USB HDD support. Optical drive, 4K 8 UHD Blu-ray. Video, HDMI 2.1, support for 4K 120 high-res 8K VRR. Spatial audio, Sony Tempest 3D Audio Tech. Okay. That's all for the PlayStation 5. Oh, wait. Yeah. Okay. I got everything for that. Okay, up at the top, the same thing applies. I'm gonna go down in the same order so you guys can you guys can make your output. CPU architecture, custom AMD Zen 2, the same one. Okay, CPU. It's 8 cores, 3.8 gigahertz, 16 threads at 3.6 gigahertz with SMT. So it's a little bit higher than the PlayStation. Okay, for the GPU architecture, it's the same one, the custom AMD RDNA 2. Okay, GPU. It's 52 CUs and 1.825 gigahertz, 12.155 teraflops for those of you that are not technically inclined. Okay, memory. 16 gigabytes GDDR6 320-bit bus. It's a little bit big. It's bigger than the PlayStation. Memory bandwidth. 10 gigabytes and 560 gigabytes per second, 6 gigabytes and 336 gigabytes per second. So the PlayStation kind of narrows out just a bit. Internal storage, which is custom 1 terabyte NVMe SSD. So I think it's a lot more bigger than the PlayStation 5's, but that's okay. IO throughput, which IO throughput. Oh, I think I cut that off. 2.4 gigabytes per second, 4.8 gigabytes per second compressed. Cool. Expandable storage, USB 3.2 HDD support. External storage, which would be USB oh wait, I fucked that up. Expandable storage, 1 terabyte NVMe expansion card. Sorry, the external storage. Sorry, I messed that up. USB 3.2 HDD. I believe optical drive. Yep, the optical drive would be the 4K UHD Blu-ray, which is the same as the PlayStation 5. Video would be HDMI 2.1, support for 4K, 120 megahertz, 8K, and VRR. Okay. Spatial audio. Sony was the Sony Tempest 3D audio tech, and this one will be the Dolby Atmos DTSX Windows Sonic. And the last one I don't really know what it is, but PlayStation didn't even have it. But the last one would be the HDMI 2.1 output, 3x USB, 3.2 Ethernet storage expansion / power input, which isn't comparatively the Xbox Series X comes out ahead, at least by a good margin in terms of specs. And it says it's Xbox Series X or PS5 more powerful, and these are so you guys can, for people that are not inclined as specs nerds like me and some people are. It says from what we know about the console's hardware specification, it seems that at a top level on paper, the Xbox Series X is more powerful than the PlayStation 5. But as you might expect, it's complicated. GPU. Sony and Microsoft are using a custom GPU from AMD based on the company's RDNA 2 architecture. But the specifics make for a major difference between the two consoles. The next-gen Xbox has a GPU performance advantage of more than 18% over the next-gen PlayStation. 12.155 teraflops from the Xbox Series X versus the 10.28 teraflops from the PS5. A teraflop is the standard measure of graphics performance in terms of GPU's ability to do a lot of math quickly. One teraflop is 1 trillion floating point, which isn't that bad. Okay, so speaking of which, the Xbox Series X on paper is actually the more advanced console, but it's in terms of how everything's being run, on what time, and if it has any defects when it comes out at launch. And I'm going to be reviewing the PlayStation 5 at the moment, that's what I'm going to be getting at launch. I'm going to try to get it at launch. I may have to wait a couple months, but that's quite alright. It happens. So I'm just going to, do what I'm doing now for as long as possible and see how everything runs. But The specifications for everything is actually pretty well thought out, but we'll see what happens in the future, because we really don't know. But anyway, let's get into one of our final news pieces for today, because I really need to get this out. Atari. Everyone knows them as a big console developer. For those of you that don't know, and you guys probably don't know, they made some incredible consoles in the past. So for those of you that don't know, the VideoPack GC400, the MyVision, the Pewter Juniors, the Sega CG1000. I'm doing these, I'm trying to do these off the top of my head. The Nintendo Family Computer, the PV1000, the Super Cassette Vision, the BBC Bridge Companion, the LJN Video R, the ZenMix, the Nintendo Entertainment System, the Sega Mark II, the Sega Mark III, sorry, not 2. Jeez, why am I messing this up? The Family Computer Disk System, the Video Smart, the Atari 7800, I need to look up the rest. Sorry, the Sega Master System, the Atari XEGS, okay, there we go. Video Challenger, the Action Max, the Viewmaster Interactive Vision, the Terabico, the VTech Socrates, the Video Driver, the Amstrad GX4000, the Commodore 64 games system. And for those of you that don't know, the 4th generation console, the PC Engine, the Sega Genesis, the CD-ROM, the TurboGrafx 16, the TurboGrafx CD, PC Engine and Super Graphics, the Neo Geo AES, the Super Famicom, the Commodore CD TV, the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, the CDI, the Sega CD, the Memory X VIS, the Sega Pico, the Picno, the Pioneer Laser Active, the Neo Geo CD, the Sega 32X, the Satellaview, and the Super ACAN. Some really revolutionary consoles. Sorry, some of those were off the top of my head. Some of the other ones I had to look up. But this company is responsible for making some of our childhood's biggest consoles. But at the moment, and this is being reported from TheVentureBeat.com. This was written by Dean Takahashi. And this was posted April 2nd, 2020 at 5:35 p.m. Xbox co-creator Rob Wyatt sues Atari for failing to pay him for designs of the VCS console. Oh, this is my last one. Okay, never mind. Xbox co-creator Rob Wyatt has filed a lawsuit against Atari for failing to pay him for design work he did in creating the Atari VCS console. Tin Giant, which Wyatt's company, filed the lawsuit in federal court in Colorado alleging breach of contract and defamation. Tin Giant said that Atari owes it in excess of $261,720. Wyatt, a co-creator of Xbox and co-founder of the last Game Board, is based in Boulder, Colorado, and he said in an interview last year that he quit as lead architect of Atari. He alleged that Atari did not pay his company, Tin Giant, for 6 months of work. Fred Chastanis, CEO of Atari, declined the comment in a statement, saying that he had not received a copy of the lawsuit yet. Atari has not developed a game console for more than 20 years, but the original plan for the VCS, first called Atari Box, was hatched by Fergal Mac Hollander in 2017, which is this console. I don't know it doesn't really look all that special, but hey. You never know. But Atari pressed the pause button on the Atari Box project and postponed pre-orders, and Matt Kanuda left. Sorry if I messed up your name. During the Game Developers Conference in March 2018, Atari said it had revived the project and that it had renamed the machine the Atari VCS. Chastity said the machine was going to ship in 2019, but Atari missed those dates and then promised to ship this spring. Wyatt's lawsuit said that Tin Giant, run only by Wyatt, agreed to a contract on June 26, 2018. Wyatt said that he performed his obligations under the deal and submitted invoices totaling $261,720. By October 2019, Wyatt demanded payment, but said it said he received nothing. He said Atari falsely claimed that Giant had delayed the console project and had failed to complete its scope of services under the agreement. In fact, it was Atari's own mismanagement of the console project that was the cause or reason for the delayed launch. The lawsuit said it also said Chesney's Atari executive Michael Ertz, I'm having a problem with names today, made false statements to the public about Tin Giant. Atari has yet to ship the VCS to customers who pre-ordered it or to otherwise start shipping. The company recently said that the coronavirus had disrupted its plans. Let me make one thing very simple. Don't screw people over that's working for you. It ends horribly. It ends badly. Don't screw with people who are working on game consoles with you, because believe me, they're gonna want their half of the money. And if Xbox co-creator is actually, you know, the one who actually did some of the work, and Atari is just being jackasses about it, that's my one per video. Then Wyatt is fully in the right for doing what he's doing, because this is not something that should be taken lightly. If you worked on something for a very long time and held up your end of the bargain and received nothing, but you're supposed to be receiving 200 and so grand, no, I'm gonna want that money, and I'm gonna want that immediately. So, that being said, I think Wyatt is totally in the right for suing. If this is the case, because Atari has had their problems with mismanagement before, and they're still doing it, and that's why no one really says, "Hey, what console do you have?" "Oh, I have an Atari." Okay. Anyway, I should end off before I start getting sued by Xbox. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for listening. Hope everyone has had a wonderful day. And thank you so much for watching. Hope everyone got their daily fix of gaming news. And I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their day. If you guys want to come check out any of our wonderful and beautiful creators, they're all down in the link in the description below. What I would recommend is watching some of Chaos 6's Shiny Hunts. I thoroughly enjoy them. Go check them out. And it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. If you guys want to see something else, go watch some stuff from Astro Chain, from our lovely buddy Yumi Tortuga. I believe he's the one doing that. I pray I didn't get that wrong. But if you want to see some more stuff from me, come back every Thursday, and I'm going to be playing Spider-Man PlayStation 4. Come and check it out. The story is just ramping up, and it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful thing to see at the end. So come in, join in the fun, because you're not going to want to miss anything from here. Anyway, hope everyone got that fixed. I'll see you guys next Sunday for more gaming news. I'm hoping by then I'll have a lot more better news than ending off on somebody getting sued. But, hey, who knows? Anyway, in the end, we can only do this. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you guys like it, please smack the like button, show who's boss, and share and subscribe for the glory of the dragon, so you too may become immortal. But from Damian to YouTube land, to video gamers all over the world, I will see you Dragonlings in the very next episode. Peace, my friends. Good gaming. Happy hunting. And I'll see all you Dragonlings back inside the world of the gaming news. Hope you guys enjoyed. And I'll see you guys next time for some more Damian-Dragon action. Peace. See you guys next Sunday. If not, I'll see you guys this Thursday. I'll see you then. Peace.